What's going on, guys? In my last video, we were going over how to solo over a chord progression in E minor. And I wanted to go more in depth on that and explain some things better. So real quick, I'm going to go over the chord progression I taught you in the last video. A minor to E minor. B minor to C major. And you can do a regular C major, or you can do the jazzy one. D to E minor. Bluesy chords. And you can throw in this. That's just a slide up from the 2nd fret on the G string to the 4th fret. So quick slide up, quick slide back, pull off, go to the D string, 2nd fret, and then hit the G string. So one more time. And I add this one in too. 5 on the A string, 4 on the D string, 7 on the G string, 5 on the D string, 4 on the D string. So all together now. So, we're soloing over that in E minor. Last video I showed you guys how I memorized every position of the E minor scale up and down the neck. And I'm gonna go over that quickly too, and maybe explain some things. I'm gonna try and post a picture of every position. If you just search E minor scale, guitar tabs, every position, you don't even have to say every position. It'll just come up on the images on Google. My goal wasn't to really teach you every single note in the scale, but the idea of what I was talking about, so you can go and look up the scale and learn every position instead of doing it top down. Which I think is valuable too. I should say that as well. It's not wrong to learn it that way. I think it's harder for me to memorize it that way. So what I did was I did it horizontally instead of vertically. And I started with 2 strings, the A string and the D string. And I did every note on the E minor scale from basically 1 to 12. 2 to 12. The fret. The 2nd fret to the 12th fret. And yeah, so if you look up that scale, you can get every note and basically keep adding a string every week. You know, for the first week, you focus on these 2 strings. And try soloing with it. So you're in the pentatonic box. The E minor pentatonic, right? and start adding in those notes that you're working on. And then go back to the pentatonic box. So I was teaching you the chord progression to have something to solo over, and then I was teaching you the minor scale to add notes along with soloing in the box. So what I actually want to get to is a more in-depth teaching of one of the positions. I kind of went over it briefly in the last video, and it's a picking pattern. And it looks kind of hard. It's not. It's really simple once you get it, and you have to start slow. So start slow. Right, and I'm gonna go over it real quick. 3, 7, 5, 3 on the E string. That's the first part. So now we're going down a string. So you got 5 on the E string, 3 on the A string, 7, 5 on the E string. So all together. That's the first 2 parts, and the last part is, and that's 7 on the E string, 5, 3 on the A string, and on 7 on the E string. So all 3 parts. And then you just go down a string, do the same thing. And obviously you're gonna switch over to this position when you get to this one. Oops. Kind of gets weird right here. You have to kind of bar. Well, you don't have to, but that's how I play it. Now you go backwards. So try and get that down, and once you learn one string, you can do them all. And then going backwards is a little different, but it's pretty much the same thing. And then obviously you have to bar these 2 strings, the G string and the B string when you get to that part, because you're playing notes in the same fret. So like, anyway, I wanted to go over that a little more in depth. I didn't do it on the last video. So this will be a part 3, kind of summarizing everything I taught. So if you haven't seen my last 2 videos, go ahead and try and watch those. They're like about 10 minutes long. And yeah, that's what I wanted to cover today. Don't forget to look up those positions of E minor and start memorizing all the positions up and down the neck, and start with 2 strings, go to 3 strings, 4 strings, 5 strings, go to 6 strings if you want. Yes, thank you, bye.